Ah, Johto. For a good long while, the Gen 2 games Pokemon Gold and Silver, and more specifically HeartGold and SoulSilver, were my favorite Pokemon games of all time. But even though now that isn't really the case anymore, I still have a lot of love for the Johto region. I mean, there's so many memorable Pokemon that it's gonna be really hard to narrow down all of them into just a list of my favorite 5. And with the Generation 1 video doing so well, how could I not continue the series to give you guys what I think are the top 5 best Generation 2 Pokemon? Now, what I define as a best Pokemon might differ from your definition, but for the sake of my video, what I take into consideration for these Pokemon are their designs, battling capabilities, and just my sentimental value for them. So it's not just about the strongest Pokemon from Generation 2, it's more so just my favorites out of the bunch. And if you guys want to see me talk about my favorite Generation 3 Pokemon, please be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll get to work on it as soon as possible. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started. To start off this list, let's take a look at not only one of my favorite Pokemon in Generation 2, but one of my favorite water-type Pokemon, period. Lanturn. I say this because honestly, I think Lanturn is a very underrated Pokemon. So underrated that it ended up being the #1 Pokemon on my top 10 underrated Pokemon list. And this is the case because, well, I just don't think Lanturn gets the right amount of love and recognition it deserves. I mean, when it comes to a design for a Pokemon, you can't really get much better than what Lanturn has. From the electric antenna, the adorable eyes, to even the color palette, all of it is just perfectly well done. And I also have to say, its dual typing is one of my favorite in the entire series. It has all of the factors that make a Pokemon, well, a good Pokemon. So it's honestly kind of sad to see that it doesn't get as much recognition for this awesome design as other great Pokemon like Charizard. I think what really made this design so great in my eyes is how Game Freak managed to take an animal like the anglerfish and make it into something so adorably cute. I mean, seriously, these things look horrifying, but the anglerfish might not be the only basis of origin for this Pokemon, as it is also possible that Lanturn's origin contains a small piece of the Hellenistic god Apollo, as he was the god of light and his animal was the dolphin, which was another animal that was drawn inspiration from. See, even the design origin is underrated. But unfortunately though, battle-wise, there isn't really anything underrated about it. I mean, sure, its awesome dual typing gives it a unique set of resistances, and its HP stat is very nice to have, it's still really isn't that good at all. Leaving HP out of it, all of its other stats are mediocre at best. It could work well in PU, but PU is the worst tier in Smogon. Although, with its lack of battling prowess in mind, I still think Lanturn is a great Pokemon to have, at least for in-game use. Its design is awesome, its typing is good, and it's got a wide move pool, so what more could you ask? Now from here, we're moving from a Pokemon that isn't considered to be good in battle to a Pokemon that is an absolute beast in battle. I am of course talking about the pseudo-legendary Pokemon of this region, Tyranitar. Now for starters, what can I really say about this thing? It just looks freaking amazing. From Larvitar to Tyranitar, this entire line was done perfectly. I mean, to go from a pretty cute strong pseudo and Dragonite to this, just damn. From head to toe, this Pokemon is done design-wise absolutely perfectly. It embodies what my ideal pseudo-legendary Pokemon would be. Strong, intimidating, and most of all badass. And while most people may jump to the conclusion that this Pokemon is just, well, a dinosaur, there's actually a lot more to the story. Tyranitar also shares strong similarities with the armadillo-grilled lizard, a desert-dwelling lizard mainly distinguished by its especially firm scales. More interestingly though, Tyranitar could also be based on the popular Japanese monster Godzilla, which itself was designed by combining 3 dinosaurs: the Iguanodon, the Stegosaurus, and of course the Tyrannosaurus Rex, along with a crocodile and an alligator. And coincidentally, Mega Tyranitar's shoulder spikes and headpiece could also indicate that it is possibly based on Space Godzilla. Yes, that is a real thing, and it's awesome. But enough about the design, cause we all know it's cool as hell, but what about the battling? Well, I'm glad you asked me, cause whether it's the Mega or its regular form, it doesn't really matter because it kicks ass either way. Tyranitar really has all you need in a great Pokemon: great stats, awesome move pool, and a very good ability in Sandstream. The only bad thing about this Pokemon has to be its speed and dual typing, but like I've stated in the past, every Pokemon has their flaws. All in all, those are the only bad things I can really say about Tyranitar. That, and the fact that it takes so long to finally get one, but when you finally do, it's well worth the wait. Now, when it comes to any Gen 2 playthrough, I think the only Pokemon I will 100% always pick for my runs has to be the light Pokemon Ampharos. Not because it's good in battle or anything, but because the design, like lanterns, is one of my favorite in the entire series. But the difference between the two, and what I find better about Ampharos, is that it can look both adorable and threatening at the exact same time. The fact that a design can play to multiple emotions can speak volumes on how good a Pokemon is. Ampharos, of course, is based on a sheared sheep that its evolutionary line leads up to, as they lose wool with each evolution. But that's not the entire origin. It also shares design tropes with a lighthouse, such as height, stripes, beacons on the top. They even share the same name. And battle-wise, at least for in-game use, this thing is a pretty good asset to the team. Sure, it was slow, but it had a very good special attack and also decent bulk, at least on the special defensive side. And once X and Y were released, this Pokemon suddenly became pretty good in competitive battling too. Of course, this reason is because of its awesome Mega Evolution being introduced. Now, most people would be skeptical of its Dragon typing, but fun fact, Ampharos during Gold and Silver's development was originally going to be an Electric Dragon typing, so it's nice to see something come full circle after all those years. Now, of course, since X and Y's release, even Mega Ampharos dropped off a bit, but again, battling isn't the end-all be-all for a Pokemon. At the end of the day, I will always love Ampharos no matter what, because of all those journeys I had with it in my playthroughs, and because it's just so freaking awesome. Starter Pokemon are always a difficult choice to make because these guys are the pillar of your Pokemon team, so you always have to choose wisely. And in this region, the 3 you had to choose from were Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. And while I do love me some of that Feraligatr ass, Typhlosion was always my #1 go-to. And to be honest, there really isn't much reasoning as to why, I just like it. I mean, when first looking at all of the baby stages, how can you not pick this adorable thing? The lack of eyes, cute nose, and the cool fire in the back gave it a lot of promise that it was going to evolve into something special. And even though the changes throughout the line aren't that big, I still think special is the perfect word to describe Typhlosion. It's just a very well designed Pokemon. The appearance of this Pokemon is mainly based on the Honey Badger, but it may also be reminiscent of Weasels and Wolverines. I also really love to have this Pokemon in-game because of all the cool moves it had access to that I really never saw or remembered at that point. Eruption, Lava Plume, Flame Wheel, these were all cool moves to see. I will say though, Gen 6 and onwards really soured my taste on Typhlosion. I mean, the decision to only have the flames on its back pop up when it does a move, while making sense, really just makes the design look basic. Competitive battle-wise, it's not that good either, and could really do with some form of help like a Mega Evolution. I mean, 109 special attack and 100 speed is fine and all, but there are way better fire options out there, and the move pool just isn't versatile enough to make it super effective. But for in-game use though, this thing was a monster, because really speed and a good attack stat is all you need to be great in-game. And with powerful moves like Eruption, Flamethrower, and Lava Plume on your side, where can you really go wrong? So while I may not have a long-rooted history with Typhlosion, or a complex reasoning as to why I like it, that doesn't always have to be the case for me to like a Pokemon a lot. Sometimes it could just be because you think it looks cool. God, to be honest with you guys, I don't really even want to talk about this Pokemon because I've already done it so many times now that you pretty much already get the point by now. So to avoid talking about Lugia for the third time this month now, I'm going to be giving the spotlight to a different Pokemon I like. And this Pokemon may surprise you, but goddamn do I love Skarmory. It's kind of a weird story about this one, because I wasn't actually introduced to this Pokemon in its original generation, but rather in the next one to follow it up. With my first real good memories being from the first game that I owned being Pokemon Sapphire, I was lucky enough to run into one just outside of Fall Arbor Town. In addition to that, when I first played through Pokemon Gold and Silver all those years ago, I never really had the chance to encounter one, as not only does Skarmory not appear in Gold, but again, it only has a 5% encounter rate in Silver. And as a young kid just trying to rush through and get to the Pokemon League as quickly as possible, Skarmory was easily avoidable. It wasn't until much later with HeartGold and SoulSilver that I have been mistaken this entire time, which made me much more interested in trying to find one in those games. And I have to say, the hunt for one was certainly worth it, because this thing is so freaking badass. I love how intimidating it looks, in addition to the fact that despite being made of metal, it's actually light and is able to fly with relatively no issues. And with many of my favorite Pokemon, you know there's going to be some lore behind this design. Now, while the exact bird is based on what could be the Andean condor or a Japanese crane, the really interesting stuff comes from the Greek, Russian, and Chilean mythology. The Greek Stymphalian, which were pets of the goddess of the hunt Artemis, were said to have bronze beaks and metallic feathers that could be thrown at their enemies. There's also the Russian Gagana, which is said to have an iron beak and copper claws. And finally, we have my favorite out of the bunch, the Chilean Alicanto. These things are so cool to me because they also have the metallic wings, but they can eat gold and silver minerals and brings good luck to miners who've seen them. And funny enough, this matches up with Skarmory's regular and shiny color palette. And the one thing that all of these myths have in common are that they are strong birds that can easily kill you. And that's reciprocated in the games as well, because since its inception, Skarmory has never left the OU tier. With having the all-powerful steel type in addition to flying, it has very little weaknesses and many resistances. It may be slow with pretty average stats overall, but it has a super good defense along with a solid move pool, making it the super bulky and powerful wall that it is. It also gets the ability Sturdy, so that just adds to how difficult this thing can be to face. So yes, while technically Skarmory isn't my true favorite Pokemon of this generation, I for sure think this thing deserves a lot more attention and credit for being what it is. A well-designed, powerful beast that I can't help but love. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and become an Eryizo today. If you want to check out the previous video I did, be sure to click the annotation on the left. If you want to see more Pokemon Let's Go videos, click the other annotation on the right. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.